Yep.
Yep.
3, 2, 1, go. Welcome to Leave a Legacy live stream. Yes, it's another Wednesday and so excited to be joining with you all. And yes, we have celebrated over 500 impact leaders. So we are sitting at 510 of our impact leaders around the world who've joined us and locking hands and journeying together, especially through the Legacy X networking group and also understanding how they are becoming a person of influence. That's a book we are doing at the moment. And today I am thrilled to have with us Adrian Davidson. So he's a fellow Maxwell coach, leader, facilitator, mentor. And I met him as we are part of the core team of Beyond Success. And it's just an amazing to meet him and his wife Diana at the Beyond Success retreat a couple of months ago. And he's just passionate about helping leaders unlock their potential and creating lasting impact. Adrian is a founder of Leaders Equipped, as you can see, and he brings years of diverse leadership experience, including training, business operations, and finance. He's also a certified coach in the 6 types of working genius framework, and as mentioned, a fellow Maxwell Leadership Certified team member. So tonight, we're diving into power of self-awareness about leadership and how understanding our unique working geniuses can help us build healthier and more productive teams. So please, as I always say, get your paper, get your notebooks ready because we're going to jump in and let's all give a big round of Legacy X virtual welcome to Adrian. Welcome, Adrian.
Thank you, Jobby. Thank you very much. I just started sharing my screen before I can start talking. That's a great introduction you've given me. It's always great speaking to you and lovely connecting with you as well. And congratulations for crossing 510. That's a great aim and a target that you've achieved. It's wonderful that you have these many members, and I hope and that all of them will be encouraged and that they will understand today's session as they have been going through the previous sessions as well. It's a pleasure and it's a great honor to be with you and to share about self-awareness and how it leads to growth and success.
Absolutely, Adrian. Like it was a vision when we started this group of how do we work together and grow and make a difference in leaders. And that's how Legacy X was built. And now sitting here talking to you and crossing that amazing number of 500. But I know we're just getting started. We're just making that impact. So Adrian, let's talk about impact and making a difference. So please go ahead and share about self-awareness and why it's important for a leader.
Uh, as I said, for a leader, self-awareness, I feel, is very important because there are times when you feel that um, you get into things, doing things, and there are times when leaders are doing everything alone and they're trying to do everything and they get stuck with a lot of things. There are some things which they don't like. There are some things that they're not good at. Aristotle has said that knowing yourself is the beginning of all wisdom. So if you've known yourself, that's a great achievement that you have made. But if you know others, that's just knowledge. You know about people. But if you know about yourself, you know where to apply it, how to apply your strengths and your weaknesses as well. And Lawrence Lassidi, who's also a businessman in the US, has said that self-awareness gives you the capacity to learn from your mistakes as well as your success. So if you are self-aware of certain things, like you can even learn from your success and you can learn from your mistakes, which is failures as well. And it enables us as leaders to keep growing. I agree. I absolutely agree with this. And if I would say, why is self-awareness necessary for a leader? Let's have a look at a few benefits. What are the benefits? You can get into better decision making. So rather than getting into snap judgments, it will be, you know, when you need to make the decisions, when is a good time, depending on your moods, depending upon, you know, your situation, which is good for you to make a decision. So you if you are self-aware of times and situations, you'll take that backseat not to make a decision as well. So it's good for decision making. It's also good for building stronger relationships within and without, like within your family, I would say, within a close group, and also within the public or your team or the organization that you work with. It also helps you to improve your communication and your influence on others. So you communicate really well because when you're self-aware of yourself, everything goes very smoothly, and you are also able to make influence on the right people at the right time. It enhances team performance, I would say, because if you are self-aware of certain things that you need to give to your team or to people who are looking up to you, and you can also build a bonding between the team, which will help them to perform. So delivery from the team will be easier when you are self-aware of what are your traits, what are your strengths, what are your weaknesses, when is a good time to do things, when does my team need me, and what do they need me for, what are they looking at me for. So that helps in terms of self-awareness. Increased emotional intelligence as well. You are able to connect with people, you are able to connect with family, you are able to connect with friends. You know on what levels I'm you know yourself, so you're able to connect with them and you're able to make an impact. You can build greater trust and credibility as well within your teams, within among people begin to start trusting you, and because they know you and you are self-aware of what they know, whether it is positive or negative, it does not matter. And it also builds a positive organizational culture, because the people who you work with day in and day out, or you live with, they know you, and you know you're self-aware of what is your strengths and weaknesses, so it helps you in that way. And finally, it helps in conflict management as well. So if there is conflict within the team, within people, you are self-aware of yourself and certain things. You know what you can and cannot do, what gives you fun, what doesn't give you fun. And in such a way, you're not in this way, you're not getting into conflicts with anybody. You're even understanding what is their strengths and their weaknesses. So, as you said about the six working geniuses, this is something it's something big for me, because I got to be self-aware of my own self. I'm so glad that the six type of working geniuses has, Patrick Lencioni has come up with this. And it's a very new product. It's a new tool which helps you to understand your your strengths, your weaknesses, and what are your competencies. In the sense, what are fun, what things give you fun and joy, what things you are competent at, and what things frustrate you. And as I said, it's a new model. It identifies six fundamental activities in any type of work, whether it be in your family, in your day-to-day life, or whether it be at work, in the organization, or among within a team, project, anywhere, what is it that gives you, as I said, more energy and fulfillment, satisfaction? There are so many times people get into, leaders get into things which are not very satisfying. They don't give them joy, and most of their energy is gone, or spent out, burnt out in that particular area, because they're not good at that, or they didn't enjoy doing that particular thing. So this helps you to know what are the good things for my which is best for my energy, positive energy, and uses the most of my energy and fulfillment. It avoids work that leads to frustration and failure. As I said, working genius helps through the thought process of work and teams. So it completely changes everything. People know, okay, I am good at this particular area. I like to get into this part of the project. I like to get into that part of the project. I don't like this starting part of the project. So it helps everybody to understand where they are good at and where they'll be able to give their best. It leads a more dignified and fulfilled, successful work. You're very happy with everything that you do, and it's 20% about personality, but it's 80% about your productivity. And I believe everyone likes to be productive, whether you like your teams, whether it's your home, whether it's anywhere. You would like to be productive, like to get the most out of it. And that's the 80-20 principle as well, in one way. There are three dangers for a team. Peter Drucker has mentioned that only three things happen naturally in an organization: friction, confusion, and underperformance. Everything else requires leadership. So if there is friction, if that naturally happens, then leaders must bring clear values. They need to know what is valuable for them, what brings them joy, what is fun. If there is confusion, then leaders must bring clear direction. I should get into this particular thing or no. And the last is that underperformance. If there's underperformance, then leaders must give clear expectations. Now, when I look at these three areas, I think of Pat Lencioni, and this model, which is so relevant and close to it. And I'm so glad that he's come up with this model, which is a very simple assessment that you go through, and you can get to know what is best, and you can put people into the right place. It's good when you know, even within a family, that I'm good at certain things, my wife isn't good at certain things. If you have kids, my kids, you even get, there are student assignments as well, where you get to know, assessment, sorry, as well, where you get to know whether or not a particular student is good at a thing, and he enjoys doing this thing, he doesn't enjoy doing this particular thing. So it's a really good mix and match. So he divides the stages of work into three areas, and these are the six geniuses: wonder, invention, discernment, galvanizing, enablement, and tenacity. So what Pat is saying is that work flows in six through these six areas. First is ideas. Ideas come through, and then after ideas, person thinks, I think this is going this there has to be a better way of doing this particular thing. So that's wonder. Invention, the next is invention. Okay, person invents things. Okay, there is a better way of doing it, and I'm going to look for it. I'm going to come up with a new way of doing this. He or she comes up with a new way of doing things. The discernment is where, is this how we should be doing it? Is this the only way that we can do it? Is there a better way of doing it? Once that testing part is done, then it goes to galvanizing, which is, okay, this is good, let's roll it, let's work with it. And then it comes to enablement, where the work starts flowing and other people start, you push, you encourage, you say, okay, come on, let's do it, let's get to this. And tenacity is where the workflow. So these are the 6 areas how any project, any work, any plan flows, whether it be home, whether it be anywhere. So he says this is the 3 stages. He divides the first two, wonder and invention in one, discernment, galvanizing in another, and enablement and tenacity in another. So it's ideation and implementation. So you get an idea, and many people jump to implementing it, but it's not about, and that's where things go wrong. The projects are not successful, they don't complete fully, you don't finish certain jobs because you don't get into checking the activation part, where it is a testing phase, where you look at saying, yes, is this going to be feasible enough, is this going to be the right thing for me to do? So when I looked at this, I said, wow, this is amazing. There are certain things that I'm good at. I'm good at invention and discernment. I'm not a wonder person. So he also says that the everyone that there are every person has two of these geniuses. He's divided into geniuses, competencies, and frustrations. So everybody has two, and two of these. He has two geniuses where he's very good at. He's fun. It's a fun-loving activity. It gives him fulfillment, satisfaction, everything. The second is competencies, in the sense they like doing those particular tasks, but they will not enjoy, or it won't be fun-loving. And the last two will be, there are things that frustrate them. They don't like to do it. They can't perform in those particular areas. Now, when you go through this particular thing, what happens is, when you're not good and you don't like certain things to do and you don't enjoy them at work, then you get into a phase where you are dissatisfied, where you are discouraged, and even people go into depression, and then they don't like their jobs. So they are not liked. And that's where Pat says that everyone, regardless of their working genius, craves to be seen, understood, and wanted. So they need to be recognized, they need to be understood, and they need to be wanted. These 3 things. So if you look at the 3 things, um, like if I get into this, where we say what sets the working genius apart, let's look at people crave for things, right? They crave in the sense, I like this particular thing. So a person with a genius of wonder, I'm only going to share few of them. He craves for consideration. Whatever his ideas are and everything, it should be considered. Many times people are shot down when they come with ideas and they thought, no, this is not the right thing, this is not the right time, because they've gone past that particular stage, and then these ideas are coming. So we did not actually get to know that this is an ideas person. We need to get him at the idea stage, not at a different stage. So if he's at the last stage, he would be shot down. So he's not, he craves to be considered, but he's dismissed. He's crushed by being dismissed. Oh, my ideas are dismissed. It's not good. I don't like it here. I'm not valued here. Everybody wants to be valued. Then a person with invention, he craves for freedom. He wants freedom to invent, to think, to do new things, to bring, new whatever he suggests, saying that this is what it is. I think this will work. And, gives solutions. But he'll be crushed by constraint, where he's constrained by saying, no, I don't think you should be doing this. This is not the right way of doing things. You shouldn't be inventing. Stop doing this. It can be even like, sometimes at home, people want to try new dishes. I like to try new dishes. So every time I don't follow the same thing to cook. It's different every time. So every time I try so it's okay. We need to let a person with invention try. Let them try. But if you say, oh, stop it, don't do it, it's going to spoil everything, then we are crushing them. And then a person with tenacity, for that matter, needs clarity. They want all instructions given to them. And they don't like when there's ambiguity. You don't know how things will go. So this is a really good model and assessment, which helps you understand what is my genius, what is the areas which is fun loving for me, which I'm pleased, which gives me fulfillment, satisfaction, and helps you to do identify those people within your team and also within yourself, within your family. It can be even within, you know, other people. It can even be done individually. And it helps you to understand what you're good at. It also helps you to understand what frustrates you, what you do takes away most of your energy and gives you burnout. Talking about what sets it apart, it is very simple. So very few questions, 30 to 35 questions that you go through. And within 10 minutes, you can do this assessment. You can get to know what are your, what are the three areas, what are your geniuses, what are your competencies, and what are your frustrations. The working genius is only a tool of it, the only tool of its kind, I would say, that is practically applied to work. There are many other tools which are there, which are based on personality, but this one practically applies to work, as in whether this particular work is something that gives me joy, whether I suck at it, or whether it takes away all my energy. And working genius is the simplest and the fastest way to discover your natural talents and transform your life. It can be used by an organization, a team, an individual, or family. And I say that people will succeed when they find joy and fulfillment in what they do. Just think about this. What sets it apart? And what sets this working genius apart? Think about this. Think about a coffee, right? You take hot coffee and you put it in a thermos, into a flask, right? That's your genius. The heat will remain for a very long time, and the flask is going to hold the heat for a long time. So that is what energizes you. That is what gives you fulfillment. That is what gives you joy, and you like and love to do that particular job, that particular work. Your competency is like you pour coffee into a cup. The heat will still be there, but after some time it will cool off. So you like to do those things. It's good, but you don't really, you won't spend a lot of time doing those things. Once in a way, for some time is fine. After that, you will start losing your energy, and you'll start losing your likeness towards that. And the last is like putting it in a paper cup, putting the coffee into a paper cup. It's like it won't hold the heat for a very long time. It will soon disappear. So that will be your frustration. That is what all of your energy goes into that, and you're not enjoying doing that particular task. So that is what sets this six working geniuses apart. You know what John Maxwell has said about this? John has said, whether you're joining the workforce, volunteering at church, or figuring out what to do in retirement, right now is the time to begin living in your genius. So it doesn't matter how young or how old you are. As I said, there's a student assignment, and there are assignments even for the elderly. So it doesn't matter where you are at. If you want to know what is it that gives you joy, gives you fulfillment and satisfaction, get this particular assessment. Wonderful tool. And Lencioni also has, Dave Ramsey says Lencioni has come up with another idea that is going to transform the way people see themselves and their jobs, whether they work in a corporation or whether they are working in their living room. Every person needs to read this book, and I'd say needs to get this assessment so that they can know what they are good at and what gives them joy and fulfillment. John Gordon says that this is going to be bigger than the 5 dysfunctions of a team, which Pat Lencioni has written, and it will revolutionize the way you approach your team, your work, and even your life. What Pat himself has said, out of what he has, till now he has rolled out and people have taken these assessments, he's saying that we've seen this tool being used about in every industry possible, from zookeepers to tech professionals, and it's leading more to success, fulfillment, and joy. That's amazing, isn't it?
Absolutely. Because when I did my 6 working geniuses, I understood that I was in galvanizing and enablement. And Adrian, we went through that as well, right? So it's always good to know about it. And you kept on asking me, hey, Joby, is there anything new you learned about yourself, or is it something that you knew already about? And that's what the thing, you kind of know about it, but it's always great when it's highlighted and explained so well. I think that was really, really great explanation, Adrian, and especially working through, what is the 6 working geniuses, and even self-awareness, right? Because I know John Maxwell always says you have to, if you have to know yourself, you have to grow yourself. So, and that is what this tool is enabling you to do. And why is it setting apart? So if I could ask you a question, how does this assessment help build healthy relationships and enhance team productivity? Because I think we're all teams are trying to understand, okay, what are your fulfillment, what's your success, or what is joy, but how can they improve on relationships and enhance team productivity through this tool, Adrian?
That's a wonderful question. How can it help? It can, as I said, you mentioned that it can improve productivity because they get to know what their is fun for them, what is the best for them. And so they start focusing all their energy, and you can put people into areas where they are good at. If they are good at wonder, if they are good at invention, you will have people get into that area, and it will increase the productivity, and all members will work collaboratively. This team energy mapping will be really good because everybody knows what type of work really energizes them, and at the end of the day, people are not burnt out. They love, they are doing what they love to do. They're contributing towards the project, the team, the work, whatever it is. And that's why there's no draining. They're not getting drained out, but everybody is enjoying the work, and so the team energy is really good. You can have more effective meetings as well, in the sense when and this is something I could cover. It's a big topic to cover. So how to have more effective meetings, get the right people into the right meeting, so that you don't have people, so that probably you have the right um, feedback and the right ideas, the right what do you call that, would say, suggestions and solutions come up in the right meeting. Whereas you'll have people sometimes in meetings, they'll say, oh, I don't think this meeting is required. Is it required now? Because they probably are not people of wonder and invention. They're probably in the area of tenacity and enablement. They would like to just do the work. So they're sitting in the wrong meeting. So getting people in the right meeting will make the meetings more effective, and you'll get the right, solutions and feedback and everything that is required for the project. There's better sense of connection, joy, and fulfillment. Everybody feels that, yes, I am fulfilled, I'm satisfied, this is the right place, this is the right job I'm doing. I am really enjoying what I'm doing. And there can be reduced burnout as well. So if people are there in areas which they are not good at, they suck at, or that will cause burnout, because it will take longer time. So the productivity will be also impacted. So it will prevent energy loss within the team. And bias awareness will be there, in the sense sometimes people live within guilt and judgment. So when I am not able to do certain things and I feel that I'm not good at this, I I really suck at this particular thing. So I don't enjoy doing this particular thing. I live at a guilt, saying that, oh, I'm not good, I'm not contributing enough towards the team or towards this particular task. Whereas other people start looking at me in such a way where they say to me that, "Oh, this guy can't do anything." So it is a judgment which they are passing on me. But when they get to this assessment, they get to know each other. Okay, these are his strengths, these are the areas which are good, he's good at, and these are his weaknesses. So we start accepting people within our team. At the same time, even for leaders, once they know the areas that they are good at and they are not good at, they can look out for people. And that's what John Maxwell talks about, that we should have people within our inner circle and foxhole friends. So I'm able to go to them and ask them for help. So even I would say there's a biblical example of a person is looking. Jesus said that there was a person who wanted oil, and they say, okay, can you give me some oil? And they went out and asked their neighbor. So if the neighbor is really good, the neighbor will give them oil even in the middle of the night. So that gives an example of, what I don't have, who can I go and approach, and who will help me in that particular area, no matter what circumstance or what situation I am in. That's a team bonding that comes up, and there's no guilt and judgment. So this is how the assessment will help, and teams will become more effective. People will become more effective. Families become more effective in trying to understand who's good at what and who's not good at what. And there is no guilt and judgment. It's a balanced thing. And this is something probably very Indian, where we say that all five fingers are not alike, you know but when they come together, they make a fist, and it becomes strong. So everybody is not alike. We all need to have self-awareness that, okay, I am the thumb, or I am the little finger. These are my weaknesses and these are this one's strengths, and that's how we accept and we come together and become strong.
That's amazing, and it's always good to understand that, and we truly value that, right? So I think that's been amazing. So now, because we have a lot of our Legacy X professionals, individuals, and teams, so what are the next steps for individuals or teams interested in the six working geniuses assessment? So where do they start?
So next steps, I would say, is that the ways that we can work with your team is you can do individual assessments. You can contact us. You can do a team assessment for your team if you want to see where your team is at, whether they are in the right place, people are in the right place, and to get 80% of the productivity, to see whether you are having the right people in meetings. So you can do a team assessment. You can also do a family assessment. You can do a student assessment as well. And so contact us. At the moment, it's on my email address. Contact me on my email address, adriandavidson777@gmail.com. And if you don't get through me, probably you can contact Joby, and Joby we can get in touch with us, and we can send you the assessments. We can send you a pricing, what we can offer you. And at the same time, after that, we can do a 3-hour workshop if it is for teams for up to 10 people. If it is for more than 10 people, then it goes a bit longer. There are also debriefs that need to be given. So if you go through assessment, every individual person is called back either on a Zoom call, and if it is possible, if you are in the same city, we could even do face to face. But most of the times, a Zoom call is more convenient and works for everybody. So after the assessment is done, you get the report, we sit with you, and we go through the report, debrief you about it. At the same time, if you have a team, everybody goes to the whole assessment, and then we sit with the team manager or you as the owner, whatever it is, and we talk to you about where your team is sitting at, and what can and cannot be done, and what we explain the whole team mapping. And then the person can think of either moving people around or tapping on resources outside. There are various things that we do so that people can enhance their team productivity. And by getting to know their geniuses, competencies, and frustrations.
That's been amazing, Adrian, because that's exactly, I would say, a great start for a leader who feels they're stuck or they're unsure about their unique contribution. So I think it's a very good assessment tool, because personally I've used it and I've seen the impact of it, which use it in my day to day working with teams and in my leadership progressions. But if I could ask you a personal question, right? So, and because for us, it's all about leave a legacy live stream. So when you think about your own leadership journey, Adrian, what kind of legacy do you hope to leave? And how does helping others discover their working genius play into that?
Well, my thing would be to uh, just like you, I would say I have, being a John Maxwell coach as well. I've always loved to develop leaders. I've always loved to mentor people and help them grow. So it's been over 20-25 years now that I've been developing leaders within my workplace, out of my workplace. I've had seminars conducted with the Haga Institute and others where we've developed people in the workplace and they have grown in that area. And I would continue to do this. I would also look at, more things in the near future that would be able to help the leaders to grow themselves. But I feel that this particular tool is really good because it helps people to understand what is is giving them joy, fulfillment, and satisfaction. Many times people are not satisfied, they are not fulfilled in the work that they do, and sometimes they continue even in jobs which they don't even like, they don't even fit in. Sometimes people do jobs for money. Th- that's a different story. But then I would love for people to understand this particular thing where be self-aware of themselves and then be able to grow and impact others. Leaving a legacy will be seeing people grow in their leadership, be great leaders, follow the principles of leadership. And today we find a lot of people, are leadership is not what it is supposed to be and what it should be. Where Putin, for that matter, is one of the things. He's like passing the buck, passing the buck. Everybody wants peace, but it's not happening. So I would like to see leaders grow and follow principles, especially biblical principles, because most of leadership principles come from the Bible. And I learned them 25 years back. So I applied them and I have grown, and I want to see other people also grow. I see that lacking even in a lot of Christian organizations where I would like to go to and develop leaders so that they are effective in the area that they are, and also that they impact people. That's the legacy that I would like to leave.
Yeah, yeah. No, that's just amazing. And well, what an incredible conversation we have had tonight, Adrian. And thank you so much for sharing your wisdom and helping us explore what it really means to lead with self-awareness and to unlock the genius within our team. So I think that was just amazing. And friends, as we wrap up, I want you to please pause and reflect. Legacy isn't just what we leave behind someday, it's what we leave out every day. So it's the impact we make through our leadership, our relationships, and the way we empower others. So if you've been inspired by tonight's sessions, please take the next step. Please reach out to Adrian or to myself on how to do a working genius assessment so that you discover your unique strengths. And we invite your team to do the same as well. So let's commit to building environments where people thrive teams flourish, and legacies are created in real time. So thank you so much for joining us tonight, and stay tuned for more conversations like this in our Leave a Legacy. And from the bottom of our Leave a Legacy family, thank you so much, Adrian, for sharing and for pouring out your heart and sharing us insights about it. So please keep growing, keep leading, and keep leaving a legacy that truly makes a difference.
Thank you. Thank you. Love you guys. Hope you enjoyed it.
Thank you so much. Good night and God bless.